Have you ever felt like you didn't fit in, didn't belong, or maybe were just too much for some? Girl, we get it. This is Women Around the Well with Jenna Hatula, a weekly podcast where women of all ages and stages share their stories to inspire, educate, and empower one another. From motherhood and marriage to health, wellness, and faith, we're talking all the things. The messy, the meaningful, and the moments that shape us. Because life is unpredictable. Faith is a journey. And let's be honest, some days you just need Jesus, good friends, and a reminder that you're not alone.
Hello, hello. Welcome back to Women Around the Well, where we gather to be seen, known, and loved by the one who meets us right in the middle of our mess. I'm your host, Jenna, and today we're talking about something that might ruffle some feathers, but it needs to be said. What do you do when you sell out for Jesus? Like go all in, lay it all down, trust him with your whole life, and things don't go the way you thought. I mean, what happens when obedience leads you straight into disappointment? Oh yeah, we're going there today because I've lived it. I want to take you back to a time not so long ago when my husband and I heard a very clear call from the Lord to go into full-time missions. Not a big nudge, not a casual, hey, maybe one day. I'm talking unmistakable, undeniable, this is your next step kind of clarity. And we said yes. Not halfway, not with a backup plan. We sold everything. And I mean everything. Our home, we put our cars in storage, all of our stuff through garage sales, and the things we built and brought and hoped would be a part of our forever. They were all gone. We packed up our lives and our kids, and we thought we were going to move to Nicaragua with wide eyes, full hearts, and the faith of people who knew God was about to show up big. And y'all, he did, but not in the way that we thought. What unfolded in that next season was holy, but also very humbling. There were days of deep joy and clear purpose. We met beautiful people, did meaningful work, and saw glimpses of God's heart for the world in ways we'd never seen before. But there were also days, more than I'd like to admit, when I wondered if we misunderstood the assignment. There were language barriers and financial stresses. Loneliness hit hard. Community wasn't easy to find. And ministry? It did not always feel fruitful. Honestly, some days it just felt like survival. And here's the real truth. After years of saying yes to what we thought was a long-term call, we were going and doing. We came back empty-handed, exhausted, and heartbroken. Not because we didn't love Jesus, not because we didn't try, but because sometimes, even when you give it all, God's plan doesn't look like your picture. I remember sitting on a borrowed couch back in the States asking God, did we miss you? Did we fail? Did we not get the message? And you know what I heard in that still small whisper? You didn't miss me. You met me. That one still gets me. Because sometimes our idea of success in the kingdom isn't what God is after. He's after surrender. He's after obedience. He's after us. And when you sell out for Jesus, when you lay it all down, you will find him. Even if what you pick back up doesn't look like what you pictured. For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, declares the Lord. That's out of Isaiah 55:8. As the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts. Now that verse hits different when you've had to let go of your vision of the story. So look, friend, I know some of you are in the path and in that place right now. You said yes. You obeyed. You even stepped out. And now you're wondering, was it even worth it? Let me lean in and remind you, you are not a failure because of the outcome and it was different than you expected. You are not foolish for trusting God with everything, and you are not alone in the in-between. See, God sees what you've laid down. He is faithful to redeem every single piece. And sometimes we need to redefine what fruit looks like. Sometimes the most powerful ministry is the one He does in you, not just through you. See, I thought we were going to Nicaragua to save the world. It turns out that God was rescuing me, and He's not done yet. Not with me, and not with you. Not with a piece of your story that doesn't make sense yet. So, if you're in that place where you've sold out for Jesus and you're staring at a story that looks nothing like the brochure, I want to leave you with this. You are not stuck. You're just getting still. God is not done with your story. Sometimes the greatest act of faith is to stay surrendered, even though it feels like nothing's working. He sees you. He has not forgotten, and He will redeem what feels like a detour. I believe that with my whole heart because I've lived it. And girl, you are not alone. If this episode spoke to you, would you do me a favor? Share it with a friend who might be walking through her own plot twist with God right now. And if you are ready to dive deeper, come hang out with us over at Women Around the Well in our community. We don't have it all figured out, but we're following the one who does. Until next time, keep showing up with your whole heart. And remember, God's not done. Not even close.
That's it for today's episode of Women Around the Well. I hope you found encouragement, inspiration, and a reminder that you're never alone on this journey. Want to dive deeper? Visit womenaroundthewell.com for additional resources, guest details, episode recaps, replays, and exclusive freebies to support you in faith, wellness, and life. And if this episode spoke to you, feel free to share it with a friend and leave a review. It helps more women find their place around the well. Until next time, keep showing up, keep growing, and keep leaning into grace. We'll see you soon.